The arena trembled under the weight of the noise. The sound wasn't just loud. It was alive, a pulsing roar of thousands of voices chanting, laughing, booing, cheering, all at once. The bright spotlights cut through a smoky haze, catching glimpses of excited faces, waving banners, and camera flashes. In the center of the ring stood the man everyone had come to see, the reigning champion of the night. Rex, the Iron Wall, Callahan. Rex was a mountain of muscle, standing tall with his chest out and his tattooed arms raised in victory. The match had ended in less than 4 minutes, his opponent lying on the mat, groaning in defeat. Sweat poured down Rex's brow, tracing the hard lines of a face built for intimidation. He snatched the microphone from the announcer, his voice a deep growl that boomed across the stadium. Another pretender crushed. He barked, pacing the ropes with the swagger of a man who believed himself untouchable. The crowd responded with a mix of cheers and jeers. Rex thrived on both. But I'm getting bored. I don't want another wrestler. I don't want another so-called fighter. I want a real challenge. And don't you dare send me one of those Hollywood actors. He sneered, spitting the words like venom. They wouldn't last 60 seconds in the ring with me. The audience gasped. Some laughed nervously, others booed loudly. Rex smirked, certain that his reign of dominance would go unchallenged. But then, it happened. At first, it was a ripple of murmurs in the upper rows. Small, scattered, but growing quickly into a wave of excitement. Heads turned toward the entrance ramp. The lights shifted. The music cut out. And through the fog and flashing strobes walked Jason Statham. He wasn't dressed for show. Just a plain black t-shirt, dark jeans and boots. No flashy robe, no music cue. His expression was calm but unreadable, his step steady and measured. The crowd erupted, their chants booming through the air. Jason! Jason! San! Rex leaned on the ropes watching Jason approach. He smiled, but it wasn't friendly. Look who decided to show up. The action star himself. You do realize this ain't a movie, right? There's no cut when things go wrong. Jason reached the apron, took a microphone from the timekeeper, and lifted it slowly. His voice was low, calm, but sharp enough to cut through the noise. I don't need a stunt double, he said evenly. And I don't need 60 seconds. The crowd's cheer was deafening, the tension electric. Without hesitation, the referee, sensing an unmissable moment, called for the bell. The match was officially on. Rex came charging forward like a bull, throwing massive haymakers designed to take Jason's head off. But Jason was no stranger to real combat. Years of training in karate, kickboxing, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu had honed his reflexes to razor precision. He slipped under Rex's punches, his footwork light and calculated, his eyes locked on his opponent with surgical focus. The first obstacle was obvious, Rex's sheer size. At 6'5", and 260 pounds of hardened muscle, the wrestler's presence was a wall of force. Jason knew meeting him head-on would be a mistake. Instead, he moved like water, letting Rex's own momentum betray him. He ducked a clothesline, spun behind, and yanked Rex's arm into a joint lock that forced a grunt of pain from the giant. The crowd roared at the sudden shift. But Jason wasn't unscathed. One wild elbow from Rex caught him in the ribs, sending him stumbling. Pain shot through his side, every breath a reminder that this wasn't a choreographed scene. It was real, and it hurt. That was the second challenging endurance. Rex had been warmed up, muscles primed from his earlier match. Jason had walked in cold straight from the stands. Rex tried to press the advantage, slamming Jason into the corner, but Jason absorbed the impact, twisting away at the last moment. Every move was about conserving energy, striking smartly instead of wasting strength. He landed sharp, targeted blows. Low kicks to weaken Rex's base, quick jabs to keep him guessing. The turning point came when Rex decided to end it with his signature powerbomb. He hoisted Jason high into the air, the crowd screaming as they anticipated the slam. But in that split second, Jason shifted his weight, slipping free and landing behind Rex. In one fluid motion, he locked his arms around the wrestler's neck in a rear naked choke. Rex thrashed wildly, stomping and swinging, but Jason's grip was locked tight. Technical, unshakable. The crowd counted the seconds aloud, their voices rising higher with each tick. Rex's resistance slowed. His arm dropped. The referee stepped in and called the match. The eruption of noise was earth-shattering. Jason stood over Rex, chest heaving, sweat dripping down his face, but his composure unbroken. He didn't gloat. Instead, he extended a hand to the man he had just defeated. Rex hesitated, pride warring with exhaustion, but finally clasped Jason's hand. Jason brought the mic to his lips, his voice steady and calm despite the chaos. "It's not about being the biggest man in the ring," he said. "It's about having the will to keep standing when everything tells you to stay down." The arena went wild again. But this time, the cheers weren't just for the victory. They were for the message. Backstage, reporters swarmed him, cameras flashing. Jason brushed off the frenzy with a faint smile. "I didn't come here to humiliate anyone," he told them. "I came to prove that discipline, respect, and courage can match any opponent, no matter their size." By the next morning, the footage was everywhere. Social media, news sites, sports shows. Fans across the world replayed the moment again and again, many saying it had pushed them to face their own challenges. And in the stands that night, a young boy sitting next to his father watched it all unfold, eyes wide, heart pounding. He realized, for the first time, that sometimes the heroes you see on screen aren't just playing a role. They're living it. Jason Statham had accepted an open challenge from a wrestling champion that night. But what he really delivered was a lasting reminder: true strength isn't measured in muscles or minutes. It's measured in the courage to step forward when you could easily walk away.